Hey, what's up guys? So I'm actually in New York City at the Note 7 launch event, and I wanted to give you guys my first impressions and my thoughts and opinions on Samsung's new stylus-based flagship. So without further ado, let's go ahead and jump straight into this video. The design is all too familiar when compared to the Galaxy S7 Edge, featuring glass front and glass back with curved edges. You do get a new color this time around, which is like a baby blue color, which personally I think looks amazing. The phone is a little thinner than the Note 5 and feels comfortable in the hand because they were able to maintain those same type of ergonomics due to the curved back and curved front. And honestly, after holding this phone and being able to manage it with one hand, I'm super impressed. It does feature the same Quad HD display that is found on the Note 5 and the Galaxy S6 and the Galaxy S7. However, it does incorporate HDR technology, which is pretty dope. For protection, the Galaxy Note 7 is the first phone on the market to feature Gorilla Glass 5. So it's gonna give you some better drop protection. However, it's still glass and it's still gonna scratch. Even though they didn't mention the exact CPU being used inside the Note 7, you can expect it to be the same exact one found in the Galaxy S7 and the S7 Edge. Now, depending on your market, it's either going to be the Snapdragon 820 or the Exynos 8890 with 4 GB of RAM, a 3500 mAh battery, which did kind of surprise me considering the Galaxy S7 Edge has a smaller display and bigger battery. So I was kind of, I don't know. If it does give you better battery life, then great. If it doesn't, then people are going to complain. Now, in terms of further specs, you get double the storage than previous Note models. So instead of 32 GB, now you get 64 GB of onboard storage. Plus that is expandable with a micro SD card up to 256 gigs. The cameras found on the Note 7 are the exact same ones found on the S7 and S7 Edge. You can kind of see a trend here if you pick up what I'm putting down. That is a 12 megapixel shooter on the back with an aperture of f1.7, plus you're gonna get optical image stabilization. On the front side, you're gonna get the same 5 megapixel camera, no optical image stabilization, but it's almost like there's two cameras on the front. One of those is actually a dedicated iris scanner, which is really, really awesome. With that iris scanner, you're actually going to be able to unlock your phone, lock specific apps within a folder, and it just gives you a great deal of security, to be honest, and it's super fast. The Note 7 does have a USB Type-C port, so you're not gonna get any faster data transfers or faster charging per se. You will have that reversible style cable, so you don't have to fumble in the middle of the night. Plus, you also get fast wireless charging, so if you just want to go completely wireless, you can do so also. Now, inside the box on every Note 7, you will get an adapter, so that way you can use your older plugs with your newer phone, and that is free of charge. Now, one thing that's important to mention is that Samsung is introducing something called Samsung Cloud, which is a cloud-based type application similar to Google Drive and Dropbox and iCloud. And upon initial purchase of your Note 7, you will be given 15 gigabytes of free storage. The Note 7 also has an IP68 certification, making it dust and water resistant, just like the S7 and the S7 Edge, which means you can go roughly about 5 feet of water for 30 minutes and your phone should be okay. Now, of course, this is gonna have an impact on the speaker, just like it does on the other two models that I just mentioned. But for an extended period of time, being able to drop your phone in the sink or the toilet, it's a pretty cool feature. And to go along with that, they've actually put that same rating on the S Pen, so you don't have to worry about breaking it if it goes underwater also. Plus, you can use the S Pen underwater. In terms of the actual software, you can expect some improvements in design, fluidity, responsiveness, and they've also added a few features. Now, in terms of its design, they've changed a few icons, they've changed the way the folders look, and they added some more whites, making it look more, I guess, material. However, it's still very cartoon-like, so if you don't like TouchWiz and you were hoping for a complete revamp, you're not gonna find it here. In terms of performance improvements, when I had the Note 7 in hand and was using it, the thing was super snappy. I mean, very responsive, hardly any lag. I mean, if there was a stutter, then I didn't notice it. But if going through your menu set, trying out some of the new features like the new camera UI, which is much more simplistic and easier to find your different modes just by swiping left and right, rather than having to tap an actual dedicated button. Everything was super responsive. They've added a different way to conserve some battery life. Instead of having power saving mode in ultra power saving mode, you now have mod and max. Now under the mod setting, it's going to downscale your display to 1080p, as well as do a few other things to conserve that battery life and prolong it. Now under max, it's pretty much the same thing, but instead of downscaling to 1080p, it's actually going to downscale to 720p, even further extending that battery life, which is pretty cool. They've also added the ability to do a blue light filter, so you don't have to worry about the harshness of the light coming from the display hurting your eyes at night or affecting the way you sleep. Now how well that works is gonna have to be tested during my full review, but the feature is there. In terms of the S Pen software, there are many improvements in responsiveness, touch sensitivity, accuracy, and the ability to create GIFs and screen record from practically any video. So you can create a GIF with a YouTube video, a Netflix video, or a video you might have saved on your phone. If whatever you're watching has some type of animation to it, you can create a GIF using the S Pen. It's pretty cool. You can also translate text using the S Pen in pretty much any language, and it's really, really cool. You can also do some magnifying features that weren't there previously, and you can also have the ability to glance inside folders or applications without having to open them. I don't know, the advancements made on the S Pen to me are definitely there. They're not mind-blowing by any means, but they have definitely improved the overall experience. Pricing and availability will remain the same as the Note 5, and you can expect all of the colors to come over here to the US except for gold. If you guys enjoyed this video, do be sure to drop it a thumbs up, subscribe so you don't miss any future content, follow me on all my social media connections, and of course I'll talk to you guys in the next video. Be easy.